Happy healing, happy healing, happy healing. It is me, Charity, also known as Black Sunshine, and I am here today to talk about, I guess, the basis of kind of what happened, right? I think I've been breaking down like what topical steroid withdrawal is and my history with eczema, but today I'm going to talk about like what happened, what's the story, okay? Bear with me, I'm having like bit of an itch attack here, so I'm gonna push through. Like I said, very, very tired today, and I'm trying to at least push myself forward to get these videos done. All right, so what happened? How did this all start? I went to orientation for a new job. You know, I got cute and everything, put a little makeup on, and orientation went and came home. We got the equipment, X, Y, and Z. The next few days after that, my eye began to get real puffy. It was real oozy, like leaking out like eye boogers, real crusty, and really, really watery and itchy. And that went on for about a couple of days and it wasn't subsiding. And so I honestly thought maybe I just had pink eye from either like some mascara I wore or the eyeliner I wore the day of orientation. And so I went to urgent care and told them the story of how the symptoms arrived. And of course, the doctor didn't even do an examination. He just kind of looked at me and prescribed me some eye drops. I took the eye drops and it kept getting worse. It wasn't getting better. So then I went and scheduled an appointment with my ophthalmologist. My ophthalmologist did an examination and said that I didn't have pink eye and said that I had an inflamed eye. And she prescribed me some drops as well. Now, she was very clear that these drops had steroids, me not knowing that I was going to have some sort of effect, right? And so I took the drops and I had a 3-day follow-up and everything had cleared. She told me to continue taking the drops because sometimes it can come back. So, like a fool, I listened to her and I continued to take the drops. And not only did the symptoms come back, it had now came back in both eyes. So now I'm puffy, swollen here in my face, again, gooky, green eye boogers, lots of crust. But now I'm in pain. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm in so much pain and I end up going to the ER. And the ER doctor says that I have contact dermatitis, which is a form of eczema. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that this is what this is. I've had eczema my whole life and never have I ever had it in my eyes, on my face, so like this with the swelling. So he recommends that I go to a dermatologist. I go to the dermatologist. She says that I'm having an allergic reaction to something, but still prescribes me a topical steroid ointment to use. She told me not to use it no longer than 14 days. I only used it for like 2 or 3 because I don't like using that stuff on my face. So then I had a follow up with my PCP who prescribes me another cream that's supposed to be more safer for the face. And again, as I'm going through these doctors trying to figure it out, it's constantly just spreading over my body. This rash is spreading. Now it's in the creases of my arms and legs. Nobody has the answers. I'm going to different doctors, from dermatologists to allergists, getting these tests done for like skin patch testing, environmental testing, food testing, all different types of tests. And it just got to the point where my body was so severely damaged that my PCP literally told me that this was a mystery. So I was like, well, can't go back to her because she clearly has no clue. She just kept referring me out to different allergists. So at this time, my arms and behind my legs are open. They have the open lesion. So now I'm taking it upon myself to try to figure out what's going on. And I start getting hyperbaric treatment. Got some relief. And then over time, it's getting worse. Still, the rash is spreading. It's getting thicker. My energy is deteriorating. And so long story short, I go through a whole bunch of other doctors, No one's giving me the answer. They're just saying it's eczema. They're constantly trying to prescribe me steroids. And my daughter is getting frustrated because, one, she's seeing how the physicians are treating me in these doctors' rooms, which lack of treatment that there is. So she takes it upon herself to start doing research, and that's when she came across Fierce Femme, which is the YouTuber I was telling you guys about, who was sharing her journey about the topical steroid withdrawal. And she goes, "Look, Mom, your symptoms align with this girl. I think this is what you have." So that's how I started following Fierce Femme and looking at all what she was doing for treatment, things of that nature. But at the same time, I was still getting the hyperbaric oxygen, thinking that it was helping me. And one day I got out of the chamber and my legs and feet were so swollen I couldn't walk. So I had to go to the ER. They took me to the ER. They thought I had DVT and got the ultrasound done. I didn't have DVT. So that doctor in the ER referred me to a naturopath. And that's when I found the current naturopath that I'm still getting treated from. She goes and she runs all the symptomatic tests. She thought I had lupus. She thought I had multiple sclerodoma, I think it's called, and all of those tests came back negative. So she runs all my labs. Everything's good. My liver functions were low and my adrenal glands. So she prescribed me like a supplement, which was mixed-thistle for that. And then my eosinophils were elevated. And that's when she began to say that she thinks it could be my living environment having mold. And that's when everything kind of dawned on me, because I had suspected mold in my apartment numerous of times and called the maintenance people. They literally came and basically, what was mold, they just scraped it off. And me not knowing, educated about mold, when they scraped it off, it actually had the pores spore open. So now these mycotoxins are highly, highly sporadic per se. And then that's when my body started getting even more worse. So that's the story in short term. Is I was misdiagnosed with eczema and took the steroid drops and the creams, which led my body to go in TSW when I was really having a reaction from the mold. I'll go into detail a little more about the mold, how I figured out what tests I ran in the apartment, what tests I ran on myself, in another video, because I try to keep these videos slim, but it doesn't ever seem to happen. I feel like I just be yapping. But for those that, continue to watch and tune in, I hope that the information is valuable to you. I'll be breaking down the different types of symptoms of mold. Mold is a whole nother ballgame. And it's a very big learning curve. So I'm just going to share from my experience and what the different types I was affected by and the symptoms from that standpoint. So that's essentially what happened. I was misdiagnosed for over 9 months, taking topical steroids, starting from the drops down to the creams, and it led me into topical steroid withdrawal while I'm still living in the moldy apartment, getting affected by the mycotoxins. So that is what happened. That's the story for those that are like, well, what happened? How did this all occur? That's what happened. So again, I'll break down further the details in regards to that. I would like to say I'm very happy that Fierce Femme, the YouTuber, agreed to do the live, which will be on Instagram, April 16th at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. She has been recovered for about 3 years now. So you guys tune in if you want to get more education on this from a different standpoint. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, I want it to be very informative and giving hopes to other TSW warriors that healing is possible. So I inserted the flyer for those to see. I've also shared it on Facebook. All my social medias are at Black Sunshine. And thank you guys for your support, your encouraging words, sharing my videos, sharing everything. It's keeping me going, keeping me more motivated. I found like a new drive by sharing. So I appreciate you all. So until the next one, love, peace, and healing.